Hey friends, Courtney here. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today I am starting something new. I'm going to do lots of different videos on my YouTube channel, but one of the things that I want to do over the next several weeks is a segment called Coping Corner. Now, this was inspired by a reminder that I got today from the Gottman Institute. The Gottman Institute, parents and caregivers who are listening in, it's a wonderful resource. These are people, psychologists and social scientists who have been studying relationships since the 1970s. And they look at how we respond to each other and how we create better relationships. And the reminder that they sent out today, that's on their blog, it's just a wonderful take on what we're all going through as we spend more time with each other in our homes. Most of us do not spend this much time around each other. Kids, do you always spend this time around your parents? Unless you're homeschooled on a regular basis, the answer is no. And parents, do you normally spend this much time with each other or with your kids? Again, unless all of you work from home and homeschool, the answer is no. And so it's totally normal for us to then kind of get in little squabbles or fight with each other a little bit more than we usually do. Maybe tensions are running high. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe you're just feeling a little bit more emotional than normal. That is to be expected when we're put into abnormal situations. And this is new, spending this much time together and not being able to see our friends, not being able to go to church. This is new for most of us. There are people in our community who don't get to be out in public as often, maybe because they have diseases that make them more susceptible to getting sick, or maybe because they're bedridden. There are lots of different situations that make people not able to go out, but for most of us this is new, and so we can expect that our emotions will be all over the place. But what the Gottman Institute reminded me of today is that one thing that we can do to help our relationships in the midst of this is to look for the good, to look for the positive. We might be annoyed by the things that our loved ones do, or by the ways that they talk to us, or any number of things. But if we look for the good, then we can help maintain a more positive attitude in our home, and we can help maintain relationships during this time. So an example in my own life, my husband has a great sense of humor, and his jokes are really dumb, and they make me laugh. And that's important to me, and it's such a gift to me because I'm naturally a really serious person. And so that he can make me laugh and help lighten the mood is just a gift, and I so appreciate it. I also really love how organized he is, and that he genuinely tries to help keep things clean and tidy around our apartment. Those are just a couple of examples, but look for the good in your loved ones. Now, looking for the good or looking for the positive is what we call a coping skill, or a coping mechanism, or a coping technique. But what is that? What is a coping skill? A coping skill is something that we do. It's a strategy that we use when our emotions are high, when we're angry, when we're sad, when we're anxious, when we're fearful, when we're overwhelmed. It's something that we actually put into place to help bring our emotions back to a more manageable level. It's counting to 10 before you respond. It's taking some deep breaths. Those are examples of coping skills. These are things that a lot of you do all the time. If you are one of our preschoolers watching Hi HPCC Kids, your teachers use coping skills with you when they tell you to blow a bubble with your breath, or when they tell you to breathe in really slowly and breathe out through your mouth. You children's church kids who come with me on Sundays, we do that every day before we go to story time. And that's when I'm teaching you in those moments a coping skill to help regulate ourselves and to ground ourselves so that we can respond to each other from love rather than from emotion. Love is not just how we feel, it's how we choose to act towards one another and towards ourselves. And so in our Coping Corner videos, I'm going to be using a discovery deck of coping cue cards. Here they are right here. They are designed and created by Janine Halloran, and they're illustrated by Meg Garcia. And I'm going to put a link in the description of each Coping Corner video so that if you want to buy a deck for your own family, you can. They're available online, and they have 40 coping skills in different categories to meet different personality types and different learning needs. And we're going to go through them together over the next weeks and months. This video has been long enough, so I'm not going to go through any today, but I hope that you'll join me in my Coping Corner as we learn new coping skills together. Friends, I love you, and I pray for you daily. I hope that you're well, and I hope that these little videos that I make will be an encouragement to you as we learn together, as we grow together, and as we figure out a new way of being together. God bless you all. Talk to you soon.